Hey there guys, Robert here, and welcome to episode 33 of the RobGio0407 Q&A. This is part 1 of 4 of my 8,000 subscriber special, and I really just want to say thank you all so much for 8,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate that. It is a huge accomplishment, and yeah, I love you guys. This is not just your ordinary Q&A. This is going to be the first of 2 Q&As in this special. Because, for real, there hasn't been a Q&A on this channel in like over a year. And I really would like to make up for that by actually doing 2 Q&As in this special instead of doing 1. So, yeah. I have nothing much else to say, so, yeah, let's get started. What's your favorite song from the Rolling Stones? I Can't Get No Satisfaction. I know, obvious pick is obvious, but, I mean, it's legit a classic song, and I love it. What's a song or album that's so poignant or beautiful that it made you cry or on the verge of tears at least? For songs that just straight up made me just, like, cry, the first track that comes to my mind is Farewell Fire by Boards of Canada. Weirdly enough, that was the first track I ever listened to from them, and that was back in 2020 when the pandemic hit. The first time I listened to it, I was on the verge of tears, and the second time in a row, I was moved to tears. Like, it's so just like beyond poignant, dude. Beyond powerful. I mean, it's just seriously one of the most beautiful ambient tracks I ever heard in my life. I do understand where some people are coming from, with, this being like an unsatisfying ending to the Campfire Headface because, compared to every other track from that album, it is a sad one. It is a sad track, guys. But I actually kind of like it in this way because it kind of like, tells me as a listener that not all good things last forever. And on top of that, it's just one of those like tracks that just leaves me feeling very pensive. Like, it just makes me feel very reflective of, my life and all the memories I've had so far, and it's just it's such an underrated track, guys. Like, just, yeah, it's second to only Aquarius as my favorite BOC track. So this one has 3 questions, but I'm only going to be answering the second one. What was your first album that you first bought? The first album I bought was, this guy, Why Won't Us Listen To. It was the first album I ever bought on CD, and I got it on the same exact day as, Pendulum's Immersion and Orbital's Insides, January 1st, 2022. I count Why Won't Us Listen To as the first album I ever bought because, the thing is, I got those 3 albums on CDs as, New Year's Day gifts from my aunt and uncle. And, when they asked me, what albums I wanted on CD, Why Won't Us Listen To was the first album I listed off, so that's the reason why. And yeah, it's just an absolute privilege to have that album on CD still, because it is still a masterpiece. It is still my all-time favorite album, and yeah, I just still straight up adore it. For this one, I'm only going to be answering questions 1, 2, 4, and 5. So for the first one, how many concerts have you been to throughout the years? For me, I only remember going to like 2 concerts in my life. For the first one, I saw Deadmau5 live in September 2018. So this month essentially marks 5 years after I saw him live. And the second one I remember was Eros Ramazzotti. I saw him last year in November 2022. And that's because like my mom wanted to see him live, and me and my family all went to see him live there. And it was a good time. It was a good experience. And speaking of concert experiences, what was your favorite concert experience? And yeah, like I mentioned, I saw Deadmau5 live in September 2018, and my favorite concert experience would have to be that. I saw him live in Pier 17 in Manhattan, and it was just like very, very like surreal seeing essentially my biggest musical inspiration live for the first time. And even though we didn't stay the whole time, it was just seriously one of the like best musical like experiences I ever had in my life. It was like one of the best experiences I've had in my life, period. And I just really hope he performs in New York again, so that way I can see him live again. What's your favorite coffee run? I don't know, probably the one with Dylan Francis and Skrillex in it, cause yeah, love that one. And what's your favorite band, either electronic or any other genre? You know, deadmau5 is my favorite artist of all time, but my favorite band, it would have to be Foo Fighters. It would have to be the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters are my favorite band of all time. And it's actually pretty funny I said that because, you know, deadmau5 actually remixed their song Rope, which appeared on their 2011 album Wasting Light, so, you know, that's good shit. But yeah, Foo Fighters are legitimately a great band. Some albums that I recommend listening to include Wasting Light, as previously stated, and my personal favorite, and also an obvious classic, The Color and the Shape. You know, the album with the Everlong on it. So, yeah, I legit love the Foo Fighters. How long have you been listening to music, and what genre were you originally into? I've been listening to music for, you know, as long as I can remember, basically. And, you know, I originally got into electronic music, you know, like, and I got into that genre at age 7, you know, thanks to people like deadmau5, like I said before. And, you know, electronic music is still, you know, my main genre to this day. And, yeah, I love electronic music. For this one, I'm only going to be answering the first 3 questions. So for the first one, do you like noise music? For me, I don't really necessarily love noise music all that much. The closest thing to a noise music artist I actually like, and you know, one that I actually listen to on a semi-regular basis is Prurience. You know, the guy who made that Rainbow Mirror album, which is still one of my all-time favorites, and History of AIDS isn't that bad either. For the second one, have you listened to Swans? To Be Kind is still the only album from them I actually ever listened to, and I don't know why that's the case. Like, I definitely need to check out like more of their stuff, seriously. To Be Kind is a damn near masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite albums of 2014 as well. You know, behind Five Facilities, Down to Earth, and deadmau5's Wall 1 Assassin 2. And finally, for the third one, what is your favorite electronic music subgenre? Progressive House. Always has been, forever will be. For this one, I'm going to be answering all 3 questions this time, so yeah. For the first one, if you saw my drawings on Vibeform Arts before, what's your favorite Vibetoon character besides Viber? AKA, what's your favorite character that I created? So Ray, I think my favorite character that you made would probably have to be Gizmo. I mean, he just looks so freaking rad. How could you not like him? For the second one, what are your thoughts and feelings about me ending the Logo Evolution series in November? My opinion on the matter is, I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, dude. And I'm just really surprised at how long, you know, your Logo Evolution series has lasted. It really had a great run. And to even think that it even outlasted my Logo History series from 2018 to 2020 is crazy. And it's pretty clear that you really work hard on these videos. And I can't wait to see what you do on this platform next. And finally, for the third one, you may be good at singing, but can you rap or beatbox? I don't think I'm a good rapper anymore, but I think I'm pretty good at beatboxing. For example, I can also even beatbox in 7/4 time, like. I don't think I'm the best beatboxer in the world, but I'm pretty good at it. For this one, I'm going to be answering only questions 1, 3, 4, and 6. So, for the first one, what is your least favorite album of all time? For a while, I thought Corey Feldman's Angelic to the Core was, you know, my least favorite album of all time. But nowadays, I think it's Dave Nolan's The Outsider. Because, you know, at the end of the day, in Corey Feldman's defense, at least Angelic to the Core is actual music, despite how dog shit it is. Whereas, you know, with The Outsider, it's not even actual music. It's just reversed snippets of EDM covers, and that's it. It's just that blatantly lazy. What's your favorite Beatles album? Probably the White Album, although Sgt. Pepper comes close, though. Who is your favorite music YouTuber? It's still to this day the Wonky Angle, man. Like, you know, he has been my favorite YouTuber in general for a while now. Not only does he make some dang great reviews, but he's also an electronic music reviewer, and not that many people review just strictly electronic music, so, that just makes him all the more unique. And have you heard The Caretaker's Everywhere at the End of Time? And if so, what are your thoughts? And yeah, I actually have listened to the whole thing, like the entire 6 hours, and not that many people will believe me, but yeah, I actually have listened to, the whole 6 hours of that album. And I actually thought it was just pretty, excellent all the way through. And, it's really just because it does a great job at just just essentially being a narrative on, someone who has Alzheimer's. What do you think about the new checkered pass block on Adult Swim? I think it's pretty cool, and, it's also pretty neat to see, old cartoons actually appear on Adult Swim, albeit on a block, like Ed, Edd and Eddy, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Dexter's Lab, for instance. Which label would you like to join, and how do your parents and girlfriend feel about your creativity? I think one record label that I would like to join in the far future would be Mousetrap. Not only because of, well, Deadmau5, but also because, there's just genuinely a lot of great music that has been released on the label. If you don't count that, though, then another record label that I would like to join would be Warp Records, because, it has some of the all-time, greats of electronic music in it, like Aphex Twin and Square Pusher and BOC, Hour to Curse, so on and so forth. And it just be real interesting to work alongside these artists. And I don't have a girlfriend. My younger brother has, but not me, no. But, my parents, my family, they always support my creativity no matter what. And, that's what's most important. Answering all 3 questions for this one. What was your favorite movie of 2023 so far? I haven't been an avid watcher of films, for this year. So I guess maybe my favorite movie of 2023 would be Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't know. It was just such a cool movie. Barbie or Oppenheimer? I actually haven't seen either one of these movies, but I think the first of those two that I would like to see would be Oppenheimer, although I would like to give Barbie a chance, believe it or not. Do you think we are getting a Nintendo Cinematic Universe at the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie? I'm still having my hopes high for a Kirby movie. Yeah, I think because, the Super Mario Bros. Movie did so well, I think there is a possibility for a Nintendo Cinematic Universe to happen. And I would actually like to see, more series within Nintendo to get actual movies, like Legend of Zelda, and Kirby, and Metroid, and Star Fox, and even some underrated ones like Kid Icarus. What is your favorite album that you made, and what is your favorite food? Yes, DJ, Robbie, Bobby, we all love him, right? That's me! For real though, my favorite album I've made is still Time to Reach, and my favorite food? Probably spaghetti. Spaghetti is delicious. I love spaghetti. What are your favorite video game soundtracks outside of Minecraft Volume Alpha and Beta, and what's your favorite song that isn't Strobe? Yeah, at this point, Minecraft Volume Alpha and Beta are my top 2 favorite video game soundtracks. But if you don't count those, Final Fantasy VII has a great soundtrack, especially One Winged Angel. Don't even get me started with that one. Also, Kingdom Hearts has a great soundtrack. Great soundtracks in general across all their games. And Xenoblade Chronicles has a great soundtrack, especially You Will Know Our Names. And Kid Icarus Uprising has a great soundtrack. That's literally one of the main reasons why that game is so underrated. Especially Dark Pit's theme, though. Also, my favorite track that isn't Strobe is BT's Good Morning Kaya. But of course, I didn't mention that because I'm a dumbass. What's your opinion on Hell's Kitchen, the TV show that features Gordon Ramsay? Yeah, I love watching Hell's Kitchen, and I must say that Gordon Ramsay is quite savage. What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
How did you feel when Elon Musk decided to change Twitter to X? And what's your favorite pizza topping? For the first one, honestly, I don't really care about, Twitter's name change anymore. Because at the end of the day, if Elon wants to ruin Twitter even more, then, so be it. But honestly, the only thing about, this new era of Twitter that I'm mad about is the fact that Elon Musk still wants to remove the block button from Twitter. How can he even be this dumb? And for the second one, my favorite pizza topping would be, vegetables. I just love vegetables on pizza. For this one, I'm only going to be answering the second question. So, what's your opinion on Peter John? I think Peter John is an amazing YouTuber, and his logo history videos at this point are, vastly superior to mine. Especially when he uses, bumpers and all that stuff. On top of that, it's incredible to see the progress he's made over the past 4 years. Like, I remember when I first started watching him when he was only at like 5 subscribers, and now he has over 20,000 subscribers. It's crazy, dude. What is your most favorite music genre, and what is your least favorite music genre? My favorite music genre is still electronic music. I just really love the variety it can have, and just like the amount of different subgenres within electronic music, like progressive house and psytrance and dubstep and drum and bass and lots more. I can't name it off the top of my head right now. And also IDM. We can't forget about IDM, can we? And my least favorite music genre, still noise music. Although it could probably also count as like a subgenre within electronic music, but yeah, I don't really like noise music. How do you rank tracks in RobGio Mega Collabs? You know, it's a pretty weird question because, you know, RobGio Mega Collabs is still on hiatus, but you know, if to rank tracks, you know, for RobGio Mega Collabs, like for example, let's say we are ranking the album Vespertine by Björk. Don't use the track listing from Wikipedia as your ranking, quote unquote. Just simply like rank them in order of preference. Just simply listen to the album, listen to, you know, all the tracks that are in it, and just rank them from worst to best, or best to worst, however you want to do it. How long does it take you to make Logo History collab? I think how long it takes to make an average Logo History collab video, it really depends. Like, for example, if, you know, the episode has like 10 or less entries, then it'd be like a short video by this series standards anyway. But, you know, if it's like, you know, 15, 20 or more entries, then yeah, it'd be a long ass video. Do you have any DVDs, VHS tapes, or Blu-rays? I don't have that kind of collection, you know, here at my house, but I mean, I do have a CD collection, so that's gotta count for something, right? What's your favorite Outrigger and Fortet song? My favorite Outrigger track is still probably Low Ride from Incunabula. I just like really love, you know, the pianos on that track in particular, and it just gives me so much of a homey vibe still. Like, yeah, I just love it. And it can be used to study music on top of it. And my favorite song from Fortet, it's still gotta go to Morningside from Morning Evening, man. That track is just, I don't know how to describe it anymore. It's just amazing. Morningside is just an amazing track. And much like Lowride, it can also be used to study music, so yeah. What is your favorite Pokemon? Pikachu, because I'm a basic bitch. What's your least favorite song? Anything from Dave Nolan's The Outsider. If you don't count that, We Want to Change by Corey Feldman. Can you drive? No, I cannot drive because I don't have a driver's license, but yeah, I would like to study for my permit sometime, so that way I can actually, you know, just like, you know, practice driving and all that stuff, and eventually just, you know, study for my driver's test, and then eventually get my driver's license so I can drive. So yeah, I would definitely be looking forward to that. And finally, the last question in this entire video. What's your favorite SpongeBob scene? Honestly, my favorite scene from the show would probably have to be anything from seasons 1 to 3 of the show. Because I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Seasons 1 to 3 of SpongeBob are absolute gold. Like, easily the best seasons of the show ever. If I were to pick one scene from there, though, it'd be that one scene where Doodlebob throws a fucking bowling ball at Patrick. And then, like, SpongeBob, like, asks, like, "Are you okay, Patrick?" And then he's like, "Finland!" Like, I'm never gonna forget that scene. I'm never, ever gonna forget that. And there you have it. We are actually out of questions. And that was actually 25 questions that I answered in this video, which is pretty funny because in MSR 20, which was the last video, we had 25 submissions. You guys must really like the number 25, huh? And apologies to anyone whose questions I didn't answer. I just really only answered the questions I felt were necessary for me to answer. So if your question didn't make it, there's probably a good chance that it might make it into the next video. And also for anyone who has already asked me questions, if you would like to ask me more questions for the second Q&A in this special, then feel free to leave it down in the comments. And yes, like I said earlier in the video, The first part of the special was the first of 2 Q&As, so the second part will be the last Q&A in this special. And yeah, we've made it to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, share this one with your friends if you want to, and leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe as we're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.